Welcome back to In History. Today we are talking about the Library of Alexandria, one of the greatest wonders of the ancient world, a place where knowledge from across the known world was stored, studied, and shared. Yet today, all we have left are stories, legends, and questions. What really happened to the Library of Alexandria? Was it burned to the ground, sacked by invaders, or did it slowly fade away into oblivion? In this video, we'll explore the rise, the glory, and the mysterious fall of the ancient world's most famous repository of knowledge. To understand what happened to the Library of Alexandria, we must first explore its origins. The library was founded in the 3rd century BCE by Ptolemy I Soter, a general under Alexander the Great, who became the ruler of Egypt after Alexander's death. Under the Ptolemaic dynasty, Alexandria became a beacon of culture, learning, and commerce. The city was strategically located on the Mediterranean coast, attracting scholars, traders, and explorers from across the ancient world. At the heart of this thriving city stood the Library of Alexandria. The library itself wasn't just a building. It was part of the larger Museum of Alexandria, a research institute dedicated to the 9 muses of the arts. The library housed an estimated 400,000 to 700,000 scrolls, containing works on philosophy, science, mathematics, literature, and more from Greece, Egypt, Persia, India, and beyond. This made it the intellectual capital of the world for several centuries. During its golden age, the Library of Alexandria was home to some of the greatest minds of antiquity. Scholars like Euclid, the father of geometry, and Archimedes, one of the greatest mathematicians and inventors, spent time studying in Alexandria. The library wasn't just a place to store books. It was a center for original research. Scholars were encouraged to write, translate, and copy works into Greek. The library's mission was to collect all the knowledge of the world. Ships entering the port of Alexandria were often required to surrender any books or scrolls they carried so that copies could be made for the library. The breadth of knowledge housed within the library was immense, ranging from the works of Homer to early texts on medicine, astronomy, and even some of the first recorded thoughts on the solar system. Alexandria's library was a symbol of humanity's pursuit of knowledge, and for a time it seemed invincible. But as all great things must come to an end, so too did the Library of Alexandria. Its destruction is shrouded in mystery, with several competing theories about what really happened. Let's explore the most prominent ones. Our first theory takes us to 48 BCE, during the Roman Civil War. Julius Caesar, one of Rome's most famous generals, became embroiled in a conflict with his rival Pompey in Egypt. During his campaign in Alexandria, Caesar found himself besieged and ordered the burning of ships in the harbor to thwart the Egyptian fleet. However, the fire spread. According to some accounts, it reached the city itself, and many believe that part of the library, if not the whole, was destroyed in the flames. The Roman historian Plutarch wrote that the fire consumed a great part of the library. But not all historians agree that Caesar's fire destroyed the main library. Some argue that only the smaller library, located near the harbor, was affected, while the larger collection inside the museum remained intact. The next major event came in the 4th century CE. By this time, Christianity had become the dominant religion in the Roman Empire. As Christianity spread, many Christian leaders saw the ancient texts in the Library of Alexandria as symbols of paganism and heresy. In 391 CE, Theophilus, the Patriarch of Alexandria, was given permission by the Roman Emperor Theodosius V to destroy pagan temples in the city. Some historians believe that this led to the destruction of the library's remaining collections, though records of this event are vague. Whether the library itself was directly attacked remains uncertain, But this period of religious purging certainly contributed to the loss of many ancient texts, either through destruction or neglect. One famous, though likely apocryphal story, claims that when asked what to do with the books in the library, the caliph responded, "If those books are in agreement with the Quran, we have no need of them, and if they are opposed to the Quran, destroy them." According to this version, the books were used to fuel the city's bathhouses for months. However, many modern historians dismiss this account as a legend created centuries later, with little evidence to support it. It's more likely that by this time, the library's collection had already been diminished by centuries of neglect, war, and earlier destruction. While these dramatic stories of destruction have captured the public imagination, there is a growing belief among scholars that the Library of Alexandria didn't fall in one catastrophic event, but rather declined gradually over centuries. Over time, the Ptolemaic dynasty weakened, and Alexandria faced multiple invasions and civil wars. The city's rulers shifted their focus from culture and learning to military survival. As political and religious priorities changed, so too did the importance of the library. By the time of the Arab conquest, it's possible that much of the library's collection had already been lost. Scrolls could have decayed due to poor preservation, and many were likely dispersed to other cities or private collections. Despite its tragic disappearance, the Library of Alexandria left a lasting legacy. It inspired future generations of scholars and philosophers. The idea that knowledge could be gathered, preserved, and shared on such a scale was revolutionary. It's no coincidence that modern libraries are often compared to the Library of Alexandria. While we may never know the full story of what happened to the Library of Alexandria, its legacy lives on in our quest for knowledge. As long as we continue to seek truth and understanding, we carry a piece of the library with us. So, what really happened to the Library of Alexandria? Was it destroyed in one great fire, or did it slowly fade away over centuries? The truth may lie somewhere in between, a combination of natural decay, religious fervor, and political upheaval. What we do know is that the loss of the library was one of the greatest tragedies in intellectual history, and its impact is still felt today. Thank you for joining me on this journey into history's greatest mysteries. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below on what ancient mystery you'd like us to explore next. Until next time, keep seeking knowledge. See you next time on In History.